Have you ever stopped to think that everything you give to the universe returns to you in some way? If you feel like you're putting in the effort, but the rewards aren't showing up, it might be time to better understand the law of compensation. In this video, we'll explore how the energy you emit into the world directly reflects what you receive, and how you can use this law to your advantage to transform your life. Imagine if you could attract more prosperity, love, and even professional opportunities just by changing the way you act and think. Here, we'll show you how to apply this powerful law practically, whether it's to improve your financial life, relationships, or emotional well-being. Are you ready to discover how compensation works in the universe and how it might be the key to unlocking your potential? If you've ever felt wronged or demotivated by not seeing the fruits of your labor, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end and discover how the law of compensation can shift your perspective and, more importantly, how you can use it to achieve what you truly deserve. The law of compensation is one of the most powerful and yet often misunderstood universal laws. It essentially teaches us that every action, whether positive or negative, generates a corresponding reaction in the universe. What you offer to the world returns to you, multiplied, in ways that we don't always anticipate. Imagine life as a cosmic scale, where everything you put on one side eventually returns on the other, in a fair and balanced manner. This isn't just philosophy, it's a real rule of the universe. For instance, think of a moment when you did something good for someone. It could have been a simple gesture, like helping a friend or donating some of your time. What happens? It might be that the person never repays you directly, but often the universe compensates that act of kindness with something unexpected, like an opportunity or a favorable situation in your life. The law of compensation isn't limited to money or fame, but applies to any kind of energetic exchange. And the best part, you are responsible for controlling what you emit into the world. This law applies in various aspects of life, such as work, personal relationships, and, of course, spiritual development. What many people don't understand is that compensation is not necessarily immediate. You might sow something today and only reap the rewards later, but rest assured that the harvest will come, and it will be proportional to what you planted. This leads us to a deep reflection on the impact of our choices. And, of course, it makes us start questioning, what am I doing today so that the universe brings me what I truly desire? The principle of cause and effect is one of the central concepts behind the law of compensation. It teaches us that every action, thought, or feeling we have generates a reaction in the world around us. What you do today has a direct effect on your future. Think about how the choices you made in the past have shaped your life up until now. If you were someone who cultivated good habits, worked hard, and gave your best, the effect of that is probably visible today in your success or well-being. This principle is tied to the idea that nothing happens by chance. Everything is a consequence of something you did, thought, or felt. For example, if you dedicate yourself wholeheartedly to your work, always striving to improve and add value to what you do, the results of that attitude may be seen in increased recognition or even a promotion. Similarly, if your actions are negative or you procrastinate, the effect is likely a reality where opportunities are scarce. The universe, in fact, is reflecting back what you emit to it, like a mirror showing your image clearly and accurately. This principle doesn't just apply to tangible actions, but also to the mental and emotional realms. When you cultivate positive thoughts, gratitude, and act accordingly, the universe tends to reward those actions with positive experiences and results. However, if your focus is negative, you're likely to attract situations that reflect that pattern. The question is, what are you creating today that the universe will reflect back to you tomorrow? Reflecting on this helps us understand the impact of our choices and how we can shape our lives through them. Gratitude is one of the most powerful energies we can emit to the universe, and it is directly connected to the law of compensation. When we are grateful for what we have, for what we've already achieved, the universe responds generously, bringing us even more reasons to be thankful. By practicing gratitude, we not only recognize the good that already exists, but also create space for more blessings to manifest in our lives. Gratitude works like a magnet, attracting all that is positive toward us, creating a continuous cycle of receiving and giving. For example, if you start your day expressing gratitude, whether for a simple cup of coffee or for the support of friends and family, you're sending an energy of appreciation to the universe. And what happens? The universe tends to bring more reasons for you to be grateful, more moments worth celebrating. Have you ever thought about how powerful it is when, instead of complaining about the lack of something, you focus on what you already have? This shift from scarcity to abundance radically transforms what you attract into your life. This practice of gratitude isn't limited to what we already possess. It's also an acknowledgement that no matter how challenging situations may seem, they have something to teach us. Even in difficult times, practicing gratitude allows us to see the value in the lessons life is offering us. This is deeply aligned with the law of compensation because when we practice gratitude, we're not only receiving, but also emitting a positive energy that, naturally, attracts more to our well-being. Now, it's time to reflect. Are you truly practicing gratitude consistently in your life? What else can you appreciate? The law of compensation extends beyond the physical and material world. It reaches into the spiritual realm, where the energies we emit, whether through thoughts, actions, or intentions, have a profound and lasting impact. When we talk about spirituality, we often forget that what we give to the universe in intangible ways, such as faith, love, and compassion, also returns to us in equal measure. The spiritual universe operates similarly to the physical world. If you sow good energies, you will be rewarded with the return of peace, wisdom, and balance. Imagine, for example, someone who dedicates time to meditation or prayer, seeking to align their mind and spirit with the highest purposes of life. This effort does not go unnoticed. The energy this person invests in their own spiritual growth reverberates in the universe, bringing benefits like serenity and inner clarity. It's not just about material gain, but about an internal transformation that reflects in all areas of life. The spiritual law of compensation invites us to connect with something greater, where our pure intentions are met with results that we can't always measure, but certainly feel. When we apply the law of compensation in the spiritual context, we begin to realize that our internal state, our balance, and our spiritual practices shape the reality we experience. The universe responds to our vibration, whether it's positive or negative. By working on our soul, not only in prayers but also in acts of kindness and empathy, the universe rewards us with the expansion of our consciousness and spiritual evolution. Therefore, it's important to ask, how have you been nurturing your spirit? What spiritual actions have you taken that, over time, return to your life in a transformative way? Money, like any other form of energy, follows the law of compensation. It circulates according to what we give to the universe, whether through our efforts, our ability to generate value, or even our willingness to help others. What you put into the world, whether through work, creativity, or contribution, will be returned to you, often in unexpected ways. This doesn't just mean working hard. It also means knowing how to invest your time and energy in a way that aligns with the flow of abundance the universe offers. For example, think of an entrepreneur who dedicates themselves to offering a high-quality product or service, genuinely interested in improving the lives of others. This effort creates a flow of value, which naturally results in financial return. What they are doing is applying the law of compensation to their business. By offering something of quality, they attract money as compensation for the value they generate. It's not just about selling something, but about adding real value. This applies to any profession or activity. The more you contribute authentically, the greater the chance the universe will compensate you with material resources, including money. But don't be mistaken, money isn't just about visible financial transactions. The universe can reward your hard work in ways beyond what you expect, whether through unexpected opportunities, a powerful network of contacts, or even a new source of income you never imagined. And it's important to remember that the key is to give without expecting something specific in return, trusting that the universe, recognizing your positive energy, will compensate you in ways that you may not anticipate, but will be exactly what you need. So, ask yourself, how have you been nourishing the flow of money in your life? Are you creating real value that the universe can reward? Personal relationships are also deeply impacted by the law of compensation. Every interaction we have with others, whether positive or negative, generates a return for us. When we invest time, love, and energy into our relationships, whether with friends, family, or partners, the universe rewards us with the same type of energy. The law of compensation teaches that good actions generate good responses, and this is particularly evident in interpersonal relationships. The energy you emit to others inevitably returns to you in unexpected and rewarding ways. For example, think of someone who is always willing to help a friend in need. By dedicating themselves to that friendship, this act of generosity can turn into something more than just a simple thank you. It may result in a deep friendship and support in times when you need it most. It's not a calculated exchange, but a natural reciprocity that arises because the positive energy you invested in your relationship returns to you in ways beyond what can be seen. It's as if the universe uses these interactions to compensate your goodwill with something equally valuable. Furthermore, it's important to realize that the law of compensation in relationships doesn't just refer to those where you invest directly in another person, but also to the energy you emit through your own emotions and attitudes. If you are always radiating kindness, respect, and empathy, you are likely to attract people who resonate with that same energy. This creates a cycle of positivity that strengthens your connections and allows you to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Now, how have you been investing in your relationships? Have you been engaging with others genuinely, creating an environment of reciprocity where everyone wins? In the realm of work, the law of compensation operates in a deep and direct way. What you put into your career, whether in terms of effort, dedication, or creativity, will always come back to you, sooner or later. Every action, every decision made in your work, every project developed, generates a reaction from the universe. This doesn't mean you simply work without thinking or planning, but that the quality and intensity of your effort are key to what the universe will return to you. In other words, your work is not just a means of financial survival, but an energetic exchange with the universe. Imagine a professional who dedicates themselves to developing their skills, understanding the needs of their clients, and contributing genuinely to the success of their team or company. Over time, the fruits of that effort manifest in the form of recognition, promotions, and, of course, financial compensation. But beyond that, there is personal enrichment and continuous learning. That's because the law of compensation doesn't see work just as a mechanical activity, but as an opportunity to grow both professionally and spiritually. When you dedicate yourself, you not only create a positive impact in your work environment, but also generate a flow of energy that returns to you, sometimes in ways you never imagined. The key, therefore, is to invest in your development, work with passion, seek to add value, and be sure that the compensation will be proportional. If you dedicate yourself to improving your performance, your professional ethics, and your ability to relate to others, the return will be inevitable. Now ask yourself, how have you been investing your time and energy in your work? Have you been striving to create value and pursue excellence? Or are you just going through a routine without true connection? What can you do today to adjust this energy exchange and allow the universe to return more than you imagined? The law of compensation also plays a fundamental role during the more difficult moments of life. When we face challenges, whether in our health, finances, or relationships, we often feel like we are being tested. However, the law of compensation suggests that these tough times may be a way for the universe to provide something greater for us in the future. Every obstacle we overcome, every difficulty we face, generates a compensation that, although not immediate, can bring a deeper and more meaningful reward over time. For example, imagine someone who has gone through a great financial loss. During this challenging time, they dedicate themselves to learning more about what went wrong, develop new skills, and begin applying that knowledge practically. Over time, not only do they become more capable and prepared, but they also begin to notice growth opportunities they would have never seen before. The universe, in its unique way of compensation, can bring new paths and solutions that once seemed out of reach. This is the law of compensation in action. Challenges are not punishments, but growth opportunities that prepare you for something greater. Of course, while we are immersed in difficulty, it is hard to see what lies ahead. But the law of compensation teaches us that patience and resilience are essential parts of this journey. Every moment of difficulty carries with it the seed of new learning and future compensation. When you begin to see challenges as disguised opportunities, you create space for a flow of positive energy, which, over time, will return to you in ways you may not have predicted. And then the question arises, how are you handling the challenges in your life? Can you see the growth opportunities they may be hiding, or are you focused only on the momentary difficulties? Applying the law of compensation in your life is simpler than it seems, but it requires practice and patience. The first step is understanding that the universe directly responds to your actions and intentions. If you want to see significant changes, you need to be willing to act consistently and aligned with what you want to achieve. Every action you take should be in harmony with what you want for your life, whether in the financial, relational, or spiritual aspect. For example, if you want to attract more prosperity, start acting in a way that offers more value to others, whether by helping people, sharing knowledge, or offering your time to causes you believe in. Additionally, the practice of gratitude is fundamental. The law of compensation is deeply linked to the principle of giving and receiving, and gratitude is the key to activating this flow. The more grateful you are for what you have, the more the universe will understand that you are ready to receive more. Try, for example, starting your day by writing down 3 things you are grateful for. This creates positive energy that not only attracts good things, but also strengthens your ability to recognize the opportunities around you. Small actions like this begin to align your energy with what you want to attract, creating a cycle of compensation that perpetuates itself. Finally, an attitude of trust is crucial. When you begin to apply the law of compensation, it may be that the rewards don't come immediately, but don't be discouraged. The secret lies in consistency and faith that, over time, what you have planted will grow. A good example of this is the hard work that leads to the construction of a solid career or the dedication that results in a lasting relationship. It doesn't matter if the fruits take time to appear because the universe always compensates when you maintain the integrity and patience needed to reap what has been sown. There are several myths about the law of compensation that can distort the way it is applied in people's lives. One of the biggest misunderstandings is the idea that compensation is always immediate. Many people believe that as soon as they do a good deed or take a positive action, the rewards will appear immediately. However, the law of compensation works in a more subtle way, and often the results may take time to show up. The truth is that in the universe, everything has its time, and compensation can come in unexpected ways and over a longer period than many would like. Another common myth is the idea that compensation will always be material or tangible. Many people associate the law of compensation solely with financial gains or visible success. However, It can manifest in much subtler forms, such as increased inner peace, deeper relationships, or even wisdom gained through difficulties. True compensation often comes in emotional and spiritual forms, rather than necessarily financial ones. For example, going through a period of hardship, you may not receive money in return, but you may find new strength or mental clarity that, in the long run, will bring something more valuable than any material possession. Additionally, there is the mistaken belief that the law of compensation is something you can fully control. While your actions and intentions influence what you get back, it doesn't mean you can determine exactly how or when it will happen. The law of compensation works within a universal system that is often beyond our understanding or complete control. This is something many people need to understand. The secret is trusting the process and not trying to force immediate results. And you, have you ever caught yourself waiting for something immediate from life or trying to control the results too much? Maybe it's time to start trusting more in the universe's timing. Now that you've learned about the law of compensation, it's time to reflect. How can you apply all of this in your life? What have you been sowing so far? The universe is ready to respond, but you need to pay attention to the flow of actions you take and the energy you radiate. Remember, compensation may not come the way you expect, but it will always be something that adds and transforms your journey. Now, imagine what kind of future you can create by simply aligning your actions with what you want to receive. What changes can you start making today to ensure that compensation will be your answer? I invite you to put into practice what we discussed. Start observing your daily actions and how they align with your deepest desires. Be grateful for what you already have and for everything that is yet to come. The universe will compensate your willingness to change, grow, and act with faith and trust. Don't let myths or misunderstandings stop you from living this transformation. Are you ready to see the magic happen? If you feel that this content made sense in your life and you want to keep receiving more information like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Every week, we will explore more about how you can apply universal laws to create a life full of abundance, peace, and fulfillment. Also, leave your comment below and share your experience with the law of compensation. I'd love to hear how this law has impacted your life or how you plan to apply it.